It finally happened. After weeks of rumors, whispers, and receipts flying all over the internet, Rasheeda has officially broken her silence, and what she just said about Kirk and Jasmine's scandal has the entire love and hip-hop world shaking. For years, Rasheeda has been quiet, loyal, graceful, protecting Kirk even when the internet dragged her for it. But this time, the energy is different. The woman who used to stand beside him is now standing on her own. And she's not holding anything back. The Jasmine drama isn't just another headline. It's the last straw. And when Rasheeda finally speaks, people listen. The internet had been buzzing for days, rumors flying left and right, but Rasheeda hadn't said a single word. Not one post. Not one like. Not one cryptic quote. And that silence, it was louder than any statement she could have made. People had seen this pattern before. Kirk gets exposed. Jasmine's name starts trending. The internet explodes, and Rasheeda stays quiet. But this time, something felt different. Something in the air said this wasn't going to end the same way. The drama started when a messy blog page posted a blurry video of Kirk at what looked like an after-hours lounge. At first, it could have been brushed off, but then someone zoomed in. And there she was, Jasmine, the same woman who had once turned their marriage upside down. The same woman who had become the face of the scandal Rasheeda had tried to rise above. The same woman Kirk swore he was done with. The clip showed them close, too close, laughing, whispering, with Kirk leaning in like no cameras were around. Fans didn't even need captions. They flooded the comments with the same 3 words, "Not again, Kirk." By the time the video made its rounds to gossip blogs, Twitter threads were already going viral. Rasheeda deserves better. He embarrassed her once, now twice. She better not stand by him again. Some fans even joked, this man treating his marriage like it's on a season pass for betrayal. But what really turned this from a rumor into a wildfire was the second leak. Screenshots of alleged text messages between Kirk and Jasmine. The tone wasn't friendly. It wasn't professional. It was the kind of flirty, late night, we know what this is, energy that made people's jaws drop. And Jasmine, she didn't deny it. She posted a cryptic story with nothing but a lipstick emoji and the word oops. The moment that story dropped, the internet went nuclear. Everyone started tagging Rasheeda, waiting for her to react. People wanted a statement, a clap back, something. But Rasheeda remained completely silent. And that silence started to scare people because it wasn't the silence of someone defending their man. It was the silence of someone who's already made a decision, behind the scenes. People close to the situation claimed Rasheeda was furious. Not the "I can't believe this happened" kind of furious. The "I warned you once and this time I'm done" kind. An insider told a blog, she's not crying like before. She's not arguing. She's cold. She's focused. That's when you should really be worried. As the story grew, fans revisited the original scandal years ago. When Jasmine first revealed her connection to Kirk, back then, Rasheeda stood by him. She faced humiliation, judgment, and criticism from millions of viewers, all while trying to keep her family together. People dragged her online, called her weak, said she deserved better. But Rasheeda never lost her composure. She never publicly dragged Jasmine. She never aired Kirk out. She played the role of the strong, loyal wife. But time has a way of changing people. And this time, Kirk had pushed the limit. The turning point came late one night when Rasheeda finally posted. No long caption. No rant. Just a black background and 5 words in white font. "I'm not playing this time." The internet exploded. Within minutes, screenshots of the post were everywhere. It wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. No tears, no begging, no defending. Just a warning. Oh, she's done. She said that like a woman who already called her lawyer, "Kirk better pack his bags." The next morning, Rasheeda stepped out in public for the first time since the scandal broke. Cameras caught her looking calm, collected, and, ironically, glowing. No wedding ring. No Kirk in sight.blogs ate it up. The image of her walking confidently through the airport, while Kirk was hiding from the cameras, became the unofficial cover photo of the scandal. Kirk, on the other hand, was doing damage control. A close friend of his allegedly told TMZ-style outlets Kirk is saying it's not what it looks like. He swears Jasmine just happened to be there. He says it's innocent. But let's be real, nobody believed that. People dragged him relentlessly. He's been saying it's not what it looks like since 2017. Kirk's middle name should be Oops. This man fumbles loyalty like it's a hobby. Meanwhile, Jasmine kept feeding the fire with little hints and smirks. A photo here, a cryptic caption there. She knew exactly what she was doing, and she knew the internet would eat it up. But the real moment everyone was waiting for wasn't Kirk's excuses or Jasmine's shade. It was Rasheeda's voice. When she finally decided to speak, it wasn't through a quote or an Instagram story. It was on live. Over 100,000 people joined within minutes. She appeared calm, maybe to calm. No makeup, hair tied back, sitting in her living room. "I've been quiet for a long time," she began. "I've let people say what they want. I've let people judge me, drag me, make me out to be weak. But let me tell you something, choosing peace over chaos is not weakness." The comments exploded with support. "We love you, Rasheeda." Finally speaking. "Stand on IT Queen." Rasheeda continued. "This isn't about the internet. This isn't about what y'all think I should do. This is about me finally doing what I should have done a long time ago. I'm not begging anybody to respect me. I'm demanding it, even if it means walking away." That line alone broke Twitter. Screenshots and quotes went viral within minutes. And then she said the one thing nobody expected. When someone shows you who they are the first time, believe them. I learned that lesson too late. But I learned it. Boom, mic drop. She didn't mention Kirk's name. She didn't mention Jasmine's name. She didn't need to. Everybody knew exactly who she was talking about that night. Kirk finally posted something on his story. A black screen with the word family. No apology, no accountability. Just family. The comments were brutal. "You should have thought about family before Jasmine. Too late for that post, bro. Family don't cheat twice." In less than 24 hours, the balance had shifted. For the first time in years, Rasheeda wasn't standing behind Kirk. She was standing alone. And the world was standing with her. This wasn't the woman begging for respect. This was the woman demanding it. And for Kirk, this time, there might not be a second chance waiting on the other side. And Jasmine. Her oops just started a war she might not be ready for. Rasheeda breaking her silence didn't just make headlines. It changed the narrative. And for once, Kirk isn't in control of the story. She is. As the night turned into morning, the scandal wasn't dying down, it was growing louder by the hour. Every blog, every gossip page, every fan account was talking about the same thing. Rasheeda had finally drawn the line. And when a woman like her draws a line, there's no going back. For years, people had watched her stand beside Kirk Frost through public humiliation, rumors, and the unforgettable Jasmine baby scandal. She had built an empire with him, raised their kids, smiled through interviews, and even defended him when no one else would. People called her too loyal, too forgiving, too soft. But now, that loyalty had a limit, and Kirk just crossed it. The internet was treating the situation like a cultural event. Memes of Kirk trying to explain himself were everywhere. One viral post showed a picture of Kirk with the caption, "It's not what it looks like, babe." Another post read, "Rasheeda, been quiet too long. The storm is coming." Even celebrities started chiming in subtly. A few reality TV stars reposted Rasheeda's "I'm not playing this time" message with clapping emojis and fire reactions. Everyone knew what that meant. Meanwhile, Kirk tried to act like everything was normal. He was spotted at a restaurant with a few friends, but the look on his face told the real story. No smile, no confidence, just a man who looked like he was one phone call away from losing everything. Then came the bombshell. A leaked audio clip allegedly of Kirk arguing with someone, likely Rasheeda. In the clip, a woman's voice can be heard saying, "You told me this was over. You promised me this wouldn't happen again." And Kirk, sounding defensive, replied, "It ain't like that. You're making it bigger than it is. It's just a conversation. Ain't nothing happening." The audio was only 30 seconds long, but that was all the internet needed. Everyone could hear the exhaustion in Rasheeda's voice. That wasn't the voice of a woman surprised. That was the voice of a woman who'd heard. The same lie one too many times Twitter and TikTok blew up. Instantly. "This man doesn't even know how to lie with creativity anymore," she said again. Again. "That's all we need to know. Rasheeda deserves peace. Peace." The audio confirmed what everyone had suspected. This wasn't some random, innocent moment. Kirk had been back in Jasmine's orbit long enough for it to become a problem again. Jasmine, of course, didn't make things easier. Instead of clearing the air, she decided to fan the flames. She went live late that night, hair done, makeup flawless, sipping a drink like she didn't just set a whole marriage on fire. "I see y'all talking," she said with a smirk, "but half of y'all don't even know what's real and what's not. People gonna believe what they want anyway, and I'm not here to explain nothing to nobody. I know what it is." The comments exploded. "Girl, you love the mess. You always pop out when Kirk cheats. Rasheeda gone, eat you alive this time." Jasmine didn't deny the allegations. She didn't confirm them either. She just let the tension boil. Knowing every second of her silence kept her name trending. But the person who was truly silent was Rasheeda. And that was the most dangerous silence of all. A close source told a gossip outlet, "She's done being embarrassed. This time she's moving different. She's not going to sit on TV and cry. She's not going to defend him. She's going to protect herself." And then the power move happened. Rasheeda wiped almost every trace of Kirk from her Instagram. No couple photos. No family vacation throwbacks. No old memories. Within hours, fans noticed and lit up the comments section. "Oh, she cleaned house. Oh, ring." No pictures, just Rasheeda, sis finally choosing herself. Kirk, on the other hand, posted a weak attempt at damage control. A black background with the words, "Family comes first." The response, brutal. Not after Jasmine. Now, you want to remember family? Man, this ain't 2017. We not buying it this time. Even people who had once defended him were turning their backs. The narrative was clear. No more sympathy for Kirk Frost, and Rasheeda wasn't hiding either. The very next day, she popped up at a red carpet event looking unbothered. Hair laid, outfit flawless, energy radiant. And the detail nobody missed. She wasn't wearing her wedding ring. Reporters swarmed her. But Rasheeda just gave a little smile and said, "Y'all already know what it is. I don't have to say a word." That single line shut the entire internet down. It wasn't anger. It wasn't tears. It was power. A woman who's done explaining behind the scenes. People close to her say this was the moment Kirk never thought would come. He always assumed Rasheeda would hold him down no matter what. That she'd keep forgiving, keep standing by him. But now? She was the one holding the cards. And Jasmine. She might have thought she was stirring up gossip, but what she actually did was push Rasheeda to a point of no return. In less than 48 hours. The story shifted from Kirk's cheating again to Rasheeda is done playing. The internet wasn't talking about him like the star anymore. They were talking about her like the one with all the power. And that's when Kirk started panicking. Multiple sources claimed he was blowing up Rasheeda's phone, trying to explain things before it got worse. But this wasn't 2017 Rasheeda. This was 2025 Rasheeda, older, wiser, and no longer willing to be the fool. And as the dust settled, one thing became clear to everyone watching. This wasn't another scandal. This was the beginning of the end. Because when a woman like Rasheeda goes quiet, it's never weakness. It's the calm before she changes everything. By now, the internet was locked in like it was watching a real-life drama unfold. Every timeline, every gossip blog, and every reaction video had one name in bold, Rasheeda. But this time wasn't like the old scandals. This time, her silence wasn't soft. It was sharp, calculated. The kind of silence that makes even the guilty nervous to Kirk was doing what he always did, scrambling. People close to the situation claimed he had been calling Rasheeda non-stop, trying to explain things away. But Rasheeda wasn't picking up. She wasn't answering texts. She wasn't sitting at home waiting for another apology speech. She had already heard it all before, back in 2017. When the first scandal broke with Jasmine, Rasheeda had been blindsided. She had stood in front of the world dealing with humiliation she never asked for, trying to keep her marriage and family together while the internet laughed, judged, and criticized every move she made. She was strong then, but now she was stronger. And this time she wasn't interested in saving Kirk's reputation. An insider close to her circle reportedly said, "She's not crying this time. She's not defending nobody. She's moving like someone who's already made a decision." Meanwhile, Kirk was clearly feeling the pressure. Paparazzi caught him outside the Frost Bistro, pacing with his phone glued to his ear. He looked frustrated, not because he was caught, but because Rasheeda wasn't reacting the way he expected her to. He was used to tears. He was used to forgiveness. But this version of Rasheeda, silent, steady, unshakable, that scared him. The situation hit an even bigger boiling point when new receipts surfaced. Someone leaked an old screenshot of Kirk allegedly messaging Jasmine late at night. Nothing too explicit, but it was the familiarity in the tone that made people sick. It read, "I can't stay long, but I'll slide through." And Jasmine's response, "A simple door unlocked." That was all it took. Within hours, the screenshot went viral across every major blog page. People weren't even arguing about whether it was real or not. They believed it. Because Kirk's history spoke louder than any denial he could possibly come up with. The hashtags #RASHEEDA deserves better and #KirkFrost began trending. Even people who weren't fans of reality TV had something to say. This woman gave him everything. And this is how he moves. She's been too loyal for too long. If Rasheeda leaves, I'll throw her a celebration. But what truly changed the energy of the story wasn't Kirk or Jasmine. It was Rasheeda again. Late that night, instead of posting anything emotional or messy, she uploaded a single photo. It was her dressed in a sleek black outfit, walking into a building with her head held high. No caption, no location, just the image. That post broke the internet. Comments flooded in. This is the walk of a woman who's done. It's not even talking and still shutting it down. Kirk somewhere, sweating bullets. And then the interviews started. A few entertainment reporters claimed they reached out to Rasheeda's team for a statement, but were told, "She has nothing to say at this time." But the key word everyone noticed was "this time." Meanwhile, Jasmine was still in her little corner of the internet playing coy. She started liking shady comments under her pictures. One fan wrote, "If he didn't want to be here, he wouldn't," and she liked it. Another said, "She got him again, and she liked that too." It was almost like she wanted Rasheeda to react, but Rasheeda wasn't biting by the third day. What started as a rumor had turned into a cultural moment. People weren't just talking about the scandal. They were talking about the symbolism of a woman refusing to let someone embarrass her twice. Talk shows, podcasts, and influencers were all giving their 2 cents. One relationship podcast said, "This is what it looks like when a woman has outgrown someone. When she realizes loyalty doesn't mean tolerating disrespect." And then, just when people thought Rasheeda was going to continue playing it cool, she posted a story that made everyone stop scrolling. A black screen with white text. "Don't ever think someone won't walk away just because they stayed before." The comment sections exploded. Kirk had officially lost the narrative. For years, people mocked Rasheeda for staying. Now they were cheering her on for taking control. And Kirk, he made one last desperate move. A few hours later, he went live on Instagram. The man looked tired, stressed, and completely cornered. "I know y'all talking, I know y'all judging," he started. "But y'all don't know everything? Don't believe everything y'all see online. Family goes through things." "I love my wife. I love my family. That's all I gotta say," was the same tired script everyone had heard before. No apology. No ownership. Just vague words meant to sound heartfelt. But this time, it fell flat. The comment section was brutal, sir. "Just shut up. You love your family, but keep embarrassing them. Pack your things, Kirk." And the kicker: Rasheeda didn't even acknowledge his live. She didn't repost it. She didn't respond. She went out to dinner with friends, posted a boomerang of champagne glasses clinking, and wrote 2 new beginnings. And just like that, the power had shifted entirely. For the first time in their long public relationship, Rasheeda wasn't the one defending Kirk. She wasn't the one trying to fix things. She wasn't even the one speaking. She was simply moving. And that move spoke louder than any words. Even Jasmine, who'd been basking in the attention, started to quiet down. Because when a woman like Rasheeda stops fighting for you, that's when the real fight begins. The fans had made up their minds. They were no longer invested in Kirk's excuses. They were invested in Rasheeda's next chapter, whether that meant walking away or rising higher than ever without him. And for Kirk Frost, the man who thought he could keep playing the same game forever, the silence of the woman who once loved him just might be the loudest alarm he's ever heard by day 4 of the scandal. The tone around the entire situation had shifted completely. At first, everyone was focused on Kirk, the new video, the leaked texts, and his recycled excuses. But now all eyes were on Rasheeda. She had gone from being seen as the loyal wife who stayed through the storm to the woman who might just be about to walk away from the storm entirely. And people loved it. The power dynamic between them had never been clearer. Kirk was scrambling behind the scenes, trying to keep control of a narrative that was slipping through his fingers faster than water. Every time he tried to speak, fans dragged him. Every time he went silent, Jasmine stirred the pot. And every time Rasheeda moved in silence, deleting posts, making statements without words, the world got louder in support of her. Behind the scenes, insiders started to reveal more details. Apparently, this wasn't just a one-night situation with Jasmine. According to someone close to the Frost Circle, Rasheeda had already known something was off weeks before the story broke online. She felt it, the source said. She's been through this with Kirk before, so she knows the signs. The late nights, the weird excuses, the fake, busy energy. She didn't say anything right away because she wanted to be sure, but when that video dropped, it confirmed everything she already suspected. And that's why this time, her reaction was different. There were no shocked tears, no confusion. "No, I can't believe this happened." This was a woman who already knew. She was just waiting for the truth to expose itself. That night, something unexpected happened. Instead of another cryptic story, Rasheeda went live again, but this time she didn't look angry or broken. She looked composed, calm, and in control. Over 200,000 people tuned in within minutes. This wasn't just a live, this was an event. She looked straight into the camera and said, "I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm not here to argue. I'm here because I need to say this one time clearly. I've spent years of my life protecting people who wouldn't do the same for me. I've put my reputation, my name, and my heart on the line more than once. But now, one, choose me." The comments section went insane. "Yas Queen, finally, finally. This is what strength looks like." She went on, "I'm not perfect. None of us are. But when someone shows you a pattern, you either accept it or break it. And today, I'm choosing to break it. I gave everything I could give. I loved the best way I knew how. But I will not keep loving someone at the expense of myself." Ski didn't say Kirk's name once. She didn't need to. The moment she ended that live, clips of it were everywhere. Celebrities reposted it. Talk shows picked it up. Blogs had headlines like, "Rasheeda Frost finally chooses herself and Kirk Frost's era of second chances might be over." Meanwhile, Kirk's page was falling apart. The comments were brutal. "She chose herself. You chose Jasmine. End of story. No more apologies, bro. It's over. You lost a real one." Even Jasmine, who had been subtly smirking her way through the scandal, suddenly went quiet. No more cryptic emojis. No more likes on shady comments. She had stirred up the drama, but she couldn't control it anymore. Rasheeda had taken the narrative from both of them without even saying their names. Then came the ultimate mic drop moment. A popular entertainment outlet broke the news that Rasheeda had met with her legal team. The headline read, "Rasheeda Frost consults divorce lawyer amid Kirk scandal." It wasn't confirmed officially by her, but fans didn't need a press release. They knew what that meant. This time, she wasn't just threatening to leave. She was preparing to make real moves. And Kirk. He was photographed leaving the Frost Bistro late at night looking defeated. The man who had spent years playing with fire now found himself standing in the ashes. His reputation was in shambles. Jasmine had faded into the background, and Rasheeda was glowing. She posted a single line on her Instagram the next morning. "Peace looks good on me." And honestly, it did. The comments were full of support from fans, celebs, and even people who used to criticize her for staying. She wasn't being pitied anymore. She was being praised. She walked through the storm and came out shining. That's how a woman takes her power back. This ain't the Rasheeda from Launten Ling Yisha T. This is Rasheeda 2.0. The scandal that was supposed to humiliate her turned into the very thing that made her stronger. Kirk Frost's name may have started the drama, but Rasheeda's name is the one everyone's remembering. And whether she divorces him or just keeps leveling up without him, one thing's clear: she's not begging, not explaining, and definitely not looking back. For Kirk, this might be the moment he finally realizes that you can only play with loyalty for so long before it walks away for good. For Jasmine, this might be the last time she gets to feed off the drama, and for Rasheeda, this is just the beginning of a new chapter, one where she's the main character, not the collateral damage. The queen didn't lose. She reclaimed her throne. If this story had you hooked from the start, don't blink, because it's only the beginning. Rasheeda's silence just turned into power. Kirk's excuses are falling apart. And Jasmine's oops might have set off a storm she can't control. Fans are already picking sides. And the next move could change everything for their marriage and their image. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on in this messy love triangle? And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the next explosive update, because trust me, this tea is far from cold. Tea is far from cold.